All right. Hello. Welcome to episode 4 of Working Title Podcast. My name is Seamus McMahon, and today I am joined by Josh Powers.
Hello.
How you doing, bud?
Good, bro.
Awesome. So today we're going to talk about the recent movie called Hustlers, starring Jennifer Lopez and Constance Wu.
Was that her name?
I think that's her name. I think it's Constance Wu.
Constance Wu.
Yeah. We went and saw it recently. I think it was earlier this week.
4 days ago.
Yeah, I think it was Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we went in with very low expectations.
Super low.
Yeah, because we...
The lowest.
Yeah, it wasn't something that we were like, oh yeah, we're so excited to go see this movie. But
it was actually kind of a joke at the beginning.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, but we walked out of it kind of surprised.
Yeah, very surprised.
Yeah, very, very surprised. So, I don't know what you want to talk about. I don't know what I want to talk about.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a very good movie. It was very surprising.
Yeah, absolutely.
There were some twists and turns, as with any real life story there is. But I want to say I wasn't very interested going in the first 20 or 30 minutes. I was like, all right, this is exactly what I thought it was going to be. And then there was it changed.
Yeah.
And for the last hour and 40 minutes, because it was almost a 2-hour movie.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm in.
Yeah,
I'm into this.
They
this
really
is good.
surprised me. They really built the characters, developed the characters, had a really good, well-developed story.
Yeah, it was very strange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of had that same impression at first. You go in there and there's a bunch of girls shaking their asses, and it's
Right.
it's very vapid. It's exactly what you think it's going to be, and yeah, like you said, it just turns into something that's a little bit more.
Yeah. So it starts with Constance Wu's character, is it Destiny, I think was her name.
Some cliche
I'm pretty
stripper
sure it was
name.
Destiny. Starting out as a stripper.
Yeah.
And there's no narration, or I think the only thing that you get is a title card telling you what the year is.
Yeah. It's like
And,
2007.
Yeah, I think it was
2008.
2000.
Maybe early.
Yeah, it was 2007,
Yeah.
I think. And you see for the first 20 or 30 minutes of the movie her life as a stripper to begin with, and then it gets into her relationship with Jennifer Lopez's character. It's Ramona or something like that.
Ramona.
Yeah. And then it turns, and for the first 20 or 30 minutes, it's just like, hey, here's strippers. We're going to do the whole Magic Mike sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's this is what this
It was
movie
like the
is.
female Magic Mike for the first 20 minutes.
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah.
All the trailers made it look like that, where it was these strippers are going on a heist, and they're going to take all these men's money, and they're going to get away with it, and we're going to,
They could have easily
boobies.
taken that angle and gone
Yeah.
that route with it. And that's what I was
Yeah.
expecting, because all the movies that are coming out, especially with the all-female ensemble these days, kind of have that sort of... You kind of
Oh, yeah.
go in expecting that cliche that you were
Yeah.
just pontificating upon.
Yeah, let me show you my tits. Oh, yeah, let me bend over. Yeah, because that's all the trailers. Well, the first trailer that we walked in on was the new Charlie's Angels movie.
Which
And
I
that's
got that instantly.
pretty
got that
much exactly the same thing with Kristen Stewart's character.
Yeah.
And it's just
How many times are
Yeah.
you going to fucking make that movie?
all the times.
Oh, my
Because why
goodness.
not? It makes
That's
money.
the problem with Hollywood, or one of the problems, and
Yeah.
why it's kind of, in my eyes, just dying a little bit, is that they just keep... There's just so many sequels. It's let's do the superhero thing. Let's do whatever made $1 billion or close to it. Let's just keep doing that. Which is cool. I understand that it's a business and you need to make money. That's understandable. I get that. But at the same time, it's cool to see a movie like Hustlers, where you thought it was maybe going to be vapid, and another movie like that. It's cool to see that it has a little bit more substance to it.
Yeah, and then it changed completely. It took a whole turn where they introduced these two characters, and you see them get along for a minute or something like that. Not too long. And then it turns into, it's more of a documentary style, where Constance Wu's character is being interviewed in 10 or 12 years later.
Which I thought was a nice touch.
Yeah, I really liked that, showing that,
that
this is
angle.
her retelling those events, and this is her side of the story. And I was really hoping they were going to stay in that time period. or in that I don't want to say world, but in that
earlier
like
time
documentary
period?
style.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it would be her telling in the same room the story, and you kind of had to imagine it, and then you get glimpses of it where
Yeah.
there were other characters involved. But it didn't do that. It went back and told the story through the actual characters living out what actually happened.
Mhm.
And I think that was a good choice to have the mix of the two and then go really hard in it at the end, which I
Yeah.
think was really, really good.
Definitely, man. It was. I love that angle. It's almost like
Yeah.
it's that Tarantino style, going
A little bit.
going to a later time and then kind of bouncing back and forth. That shows
Yeah.
a little bit more forethought on the story.
Yeah.
It's not just a linear arc to the
Right.
story.
It kind of was at the same time, because even though they did jump back and forth a little bit, most of the story was told chronologically. So as you saw the characters grow older, and it went dark,
Yeah,
like really dark,
which is good.
Yeah, and
I like that.
I really like that they showed how the 2008 economic crash
Yeah.
like really affected
Yeah,
the
and that
stripping
probably
industry.
was really a true
Yeah.
I mean, especially in New York, when most of the gentlemen's clubs probably contained mostly those guys, those Wall
Yeah.
Street high roller type people.
Yeah, that probably helped cause the
Yeah.
economic crash, and it's like,
I wouldn't even say
Oh.
probably. I would say definitely.
yeah,
But yeah,
yeah, definitely,
yeah. So that's probably there was probably some real elements to that.
yeah. It was so good.
Yeah,
It was so good.
man. And I mean, it definitely. I was really surprised that Jennifer Lopez was that
Yes.
good. Her acting is. I mean, I always felt like. Selena was a really good movie. I liked that movie back in the day. She did.
Never
she,
seen it.
She played Selena very well.
Right.
And I mean, some of her other subsequent films maybe have not been as well received
Right.
by film buffs. But I felt that
maybe.
her performance was really good in this one. I felt
Yeah, surprisingly.
and she looked very. I could not believe how beautiful and attractive like she still is after
Yeah.
all these years. Like you would expect to see Jennifer Lopez now and be like, oh, okay, it looks like Jennifer Lopez. She's a little older, but I didn't even get that at all. I was like, she
Oh,
probably
okay.
worked very hard to keep her figure and keep her looks like in tip top. So I was
Yeah.
very impressed. Good job, JLo.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't find her very attractive.
No, you don't like her?
No,
All right.
I mean, when I saw her character, I was like, I mean, all right, okay.
Okay.
But then
you
by
were
the
more
end
of
of
a
the,
Constance Wu fan.
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
But by the end of the movie, I was like, oh, okay, I get why people
Yeah,
are
I get the
attracted
appeal.
to her. And then I went home and looked up to see whether or not it was an actual real story. And
Was it not?
It is.
It is a real story.
Yes. Yeah, it is a real story. The characters were changed a little bit because obviously,
Yeah.
like, what is it called? Shit, I'm forgetting. Like creative license. That's it. They took
Yeah.
a lot of creative license with the story, but it is kind of the way it happened. At least like 75%.
Yeah.
But they showed a still of her with like holding the money up there at the end. And I was
Yeah.
like, I don't get it. Like full on J-Lo face, and I was like, I don't know. But then I was like, I guess I do understand why people find her attractive. That's
Yeah.
all right. Okay, yeah, I get it.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Candace Wu, is that that's her name?
I think it's Constance Wu.
Constance Wu.
Yeah, she's
So
she's
awful.
a fantastic actress.
Yeah, she's really good.
Yeah, she was in Captain Marvel.
Oh, was she?
Yeah, she was a Kree in Captain Marvel, which was really interesting. So you couldn't tell it was her, and she had a very small part, but it was still very good.
Maybe
And-
that helped her get this part.
Maybe. And then she's got a TV show. It's what is it? Off the Boat or something like that. Fresh Off the Boat.
Oh,
It's like
yeah,
it's
that's
a ABC.
like a mainstream.
Yeah, it's
I've
like
heard
it's
about
really
that.
big. Yeah,
Yeah.
just really good in that.
Oh,
Really, really good in that. Yeah.
nice.
But I think it was a very good movie.
Let's
at
talk
the
about
end of
Cardi
the day.
B.
Do we have to? I don't
Well-
think. I don't think she played too big of a role.
Well, let's
in
not
the
talk
movie.
about that. Let's talk about
Right.
the
Oh, okay.
significance of her
Yeah, you're
playing
right.
in a role like that, where the whole
Yeah.
movie, the dark side of it, is about like raping and drugging
Yeah.
wealthy men taking their money and
Yeah.
then basically saying, "Hey, motherfucker, you signed this card. You know, you went out and had a crazy night last night, and
Yeah,
we
you're right.
drugged you. What are you going to tell somebody about it?"
I didn't even think about that. I forgot about that.
And then Cardi B actually did that.
Yeah.
And she admitted that she did that. And really, it's kind of surprising that she hasn't received like as much backlash, especially
Right.
given this whole Me Too era that we live in, where
Yeah.
guys
Well,
are
I
going
mean-
down left and right. But there's that double standard. There's
Exactly.
because she's a woman.
Exactly.
You know?
That's what I was gonna hit on. Is
Yeah.
that there's a double standard?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, if that were a dude, if that were like
Yeah.
a big time superstar dude, like if Ed Sheeran
Right.
used to be a stripper,
Oh, that would be. It,
let's use a better
It's-
example. If Charlie
yeah.
Puth used to be a stripper, and he
Oh,
did that to girls,
I don't know who that guy
and he
is.
did
I
that,
might
people
know
would
who
be
that
up
is.
in arms. His career would be
Yes.
over if
Oh,
he
yeah.
was on
Immediately.
admitting that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, to openly admit to
Yeah.
having drugged and raped and then
Yeah.
consequently stolen from
Yeah.
people from their apartments, like their
Yeah.
personal belongings. Like
I don't
understand-
know that she raped him.
That's
That's the one. That's the one difference between girls and
Right.
guys doing that. The girls will steal.
Right.
They're not going to get the sex. They don't care about that. And well, I mean,
Sometimes.
sometimes, but for the most part, a woman like a Cardi B,
Mm-hmm.
you know, doing those sort of activities is like just going after the money. She's not
Right.
like gonna, you know.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that because
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of the marketing was very heavy on we got Cardi B in this movie.
Yeah.
She used to be a stripper, and it's a movie about strippers, so
Yeah.
it's gonna be big. And then she was in the first part of the movie.
Yeah, she really didn't
And
have that
then-
big of a role.
Yeah, she complained about the security guard, and that was it.
Yeah.
It was like, all right, she didn't need to be in this movie.
Yeah. Then another interesting. I'm not sure we didn't really speak up on this, but the girl's boyfriend, what is it? Constance Wu. Her boyfriend was G-Eazy, that big time rapper.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Did you not notice that?
I
was
did
surprised
not
you glossed
know
over
that. Yeah, I don't even know who that is.
Yeah. He's like
Is he a popular rapper right now?
it's like a pop.
Oh,
He does like pop and rap.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's good though. I like a lot of his shit. I was surprised. I thought he played that part very well.
All right, welcome back. We had to stop for a second. So we were talking about some of the big artists that showed up in the movie.
Yeah.
Like you said, G-Eazy showed up,
G-Eazy.
and you were just about to mention Lizzo before
Yeah.
we got interrupted, which I don't know who that is.
Yeah, she's very, very popular right now. I think she's been out for a while, but it's just having a moment right now.
Oh, okay.
You know, she has a #1 song, which dethroned the almighty Old Town Road from its #1 spot.
Oh, that's right.
I've been watching this fucking Billboard chart all summer, wondering
That's right.
what song is going to be it. It's probably one that's because I think this the song that she has, "Truth Hurts," was at like #5 or #6. It was kind of hovering around there,
Oh, okay.
and I thought for sure it wouldn't be her to dethrone this Old Town Road. But it's cool that she's like having. I like that. I like
Yeah.
seeing. It's good for like a female artist who's not like a Taylor Swift or like this very
Right.
like beautiful angelic artist. It's good to see like a real woman.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I think that I saw a tweet from Lil Nas that
Oh,
was
okay.
like congratulating her for being. It was like it was either from him or from somebody else congratulating them both for being the first black gay artist to have a '1 for however long, and then another like larger black
Yeah, it's
female
good.
to have a #1.
It's fucking great, dude.
Yeah, it's
good.
awesome. It's good to see the diversity.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely. And not even just like skin tone wise, just
Yeah.
like you said, like a gay artist.
Yeah.
That's openly gay artist. That's that's great.
Yeah, especially a black gay rapper
Yeah.
who
I was
grew
surprised.
up in the hood,
Yeah.
and had to hide it, and that sort of thing. It's
Yeah.
like that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's
You know.
cool though. I like to see it. That's progress. That's
Yeah.
progress. But anyway, so yeah, Lizzo was in it, and
And then Usher showed up.
Ursha.
Yeah, which
love it.
I was reading. It might have happened or it might not have happened because there have been stories that he showed up to the actual strip club that
Yeah.
the one in the movie is based on, but he might not have.
I
'cause
wouldn't
it's
be
in that
surprised
era.
if he did.
Yeah, I wouldn't be either because I want to say the music that they chose to use in the movie was fantastic.
Yeah.
Like all
I
the
agree.
like the club hits from that time, they were using the popular ones and like the really good ones. And when Usher showed up, they played his
In
like
this club.
yeah that what is it, Love in a Club or something like that.
That's such a fucking hilarious
Oh my God,
title.
it
to
was
me.
awesome.
Love in a club.
Yeah, it was so good.
Yeah.
It was such a weird little
Weird.
thing in the movie, but it made sense.
All the girls
You
just
know?
like panties dropping for this
Yeah.
this guy.
For Usher. And I was like, is that actually Usher? Because they didn't show him close up. And I was like, maybe
Yeah.
they got some dude. Because he's a little older now.
Yeah.
And he hasn't changed
His
too
fucking
much.
style was on point, dude. He looks
Yeah.
just as good now as he did then.
Yeah.
Like he's fucking
Yeah.
killing it.
But I was like, is that actually Usher? Because could they have gotten him? Yeah, they could get him.
Absolutely.
It's like, it could be some dude because he couldn't look that young still. But
Yeah.
no, it's
They
actually
really-
Usher. They
they-
showed a close one. I was like, holy shit.
the casting
That's
agent did a
awesome.
great job, dude.
Yeah, they did a really good job. Because
Absolutely.
they got the girl, Kiki Palmer, who was, when I was growing up, a huge Disney Channel star.
Really? Who was that?
Yeah.
Which one was that? Which girl?
She was the black girl that was part of the drugging group.
The what group?
The Constance Wu and Jennifer Lopez. They're like
Oh,
main
okay.
four.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
The two of them, and then Kiki Palmer, who's the black girl. I don't remember what her
Oh.
character's name was. And then the white girl, who is in Riverdale, and I hate her in Riverdale. She's terrible, horrible actress. But in this movie, I thought she was fantastic
Oh, nice.
because she had such an awesome.
Is Riverdale like a
quirk.
Disney? Is what is
It's
that?
it's an old comic that they have just turned into a CBS TV show. Yeah, and it's like a drama. It's really weird, and the acting's terrible. Oh my god, it's such a
just kind
bad
of like
show.
a little. I mean, most of like mainstream shows.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
They're just not
what are
good.
you doing, dude? How are you
Yeah.
going to compete with Netflix and Amazon Prime and especially in all these other streaming services that are going to come
Yeah.
in, spending big time money on these great original series? How are you, as a TV, like as these main, like the CBS and ABC, how are you going to compete with that moving forward? I just don't see it.
I don't
don't
see
see
it.
it, dude.
Cop procedurals. That's the way to make their money. They've made money off that for years, and they're going to continue
Like that's
to
like
make money.
CSI sort of.
Yeah,
Sort of shows.
CSI.
How many spin-offs of that same concept will you make?
A million, because you can tell the exact same story five different ways.
And it's so funny, like they've done so many of them, and they've done them in all the major cities that they're starting to do them in, like,
Yeah. Rural Arkansas, CSI, Backland, Alaska. Why not?
Back-ass Woods, Alaska,
Yeah.
CSI.
Yeah, because it's a procedural. You can do anything you want. It's not a monster
Oh,
of the
man.
week where you have to
That's-
be creative.
That's
You
just a
be
dying
this
medium.
guy raped a girl, and now we got to find him.
That's the dying medium, dude. It really is.
dying. And CBS is trying to push out all their crappy shows with their horrible directors and writers.
People,
Oh,
especially with the
God.
birth of the internet and podcasts, people have an addiction now to real content. They want to
Yes.
hear real people saying real shit, unfiltered, uncut. They don't want this homogenized product like
Yeah.
that was prevalent for decades.
Yeah.
You know, for the last 40 years with
Yeah.
the same. I mean,
People
granted, there's
want
some
new shit.
Yeah,
They want new stuff.
They want
They want new ideas. They like the
Yes.
old stuff, but you need to
Yeah.
give it some of that
Yeah.
like
like
new
especially
juice.
the new juice.
Yeah, why not?
But how? I mean, as our generation gets older, you know, like in the next 20 or 30 years, well, we grew up on, you know,
Right. Like
less of
serialized
that
content.
yeah,
Yeah.
we've grown up on streaming. To
Yeah,
some
I guess
extent.
so. Yeah.
Or
I
maybe
would say,
maybe not so much people our age, but maybe like
Right.
the younger, like people
Yeah,
that are.
yeah. I'd
you
say
know,
people a little bit younger than us. I'd say like my younger cousins, because I have some that are pretty young.
Yeah.
They're definitely in that that generation that grew up with Netflix.
Yeah.
And that was their main
yeah.
form of entertainment. And now for our generation, it's like that's your main entertainment because
Yeah.
that's all you have. Because
Yeah.
you don't want to pay the shit tons of money that
Yeah,
these
for cable.
people want.
For fucking sports.
Yeah.
That's really the only reason why I still have it is
Right.
sports.
Yeah, that's
I
the
wanna
only
watch
reason my parents
basketball.
have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so how when those teenagers when they get older, when they
Right.
get in their 30s and 40s, how are they going to buy CBS? And by at that time, it's probably YouTube or Netflix. They're probably
Right.
going to figure out a way to get sports like YouTube.
I-
Red is going to figure out a way. I think they're already actually doing that.
Yeah, Hulu has live TV and they have
Yeah.
sports.
So yeah.
And then there's like other streaming services like Sling that do have they curate different channels. So you can if you
Oh,
want
yeah.
like cartoons, they have a whole channel pack that's
Mm.
just like Disney Channel and Cartoon Network and all the different like kids channels.
Yeah.
You know, and then you can pay $12 a month for that, and then you can add the sports package, which is another like $20. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I think as we're going along in history, in technology, I guess, not in history, that streaming is going to be the big way to go, and it's going to allow a lot of these like indie artists that have like Vimeo accounts that make like 5-minute short films that have these really good original ideas for Netflix and Hulu and all these other people to come in and go, all right, here's $1 million, go make whatever your best idea is. We're going to put money behind it, but it has to be on our streaming service.
It's absolutely there's never been a better time if you're like a writer or you're trying to create a show. I mean, there's so many. Because back in the day, it was like if you wanted to do a dark or risque show, it was like you had HBO, Showtime, and you had those conglomerates, and they're only putting out so many shows.
Yeah, exactly.
So but now with Netflix and all the streaming services, it's a great time for.
Yeah, it really is, and HBO is still doing that a little bit.
Yeah, they still are,
but they're kind of going safe. But I think at one point YouTube was the place to do that.
Yeah,
and now it's not, because a lot of the people that I really liked a couple years ago were making the very like, I don't condone it, but they were making very like racist content. Like there was this one channel called Filthy Frank.
Filthy Frank.
Yeah, I don't know if you don't know him. This character is the most despicable character ever. Doesn't like black people. Hates all races. Hates everything. He's a human, but he has contact with some other made-up world of some kind, but he's just a despicable character, and people loved him for being that way because he was showing like this side to people that you never saw on the internet at one point, at least in a mainstream way, because it was still pretty safe. But now that kind of channel wouldn't work because on YouTube you can't curse in the first 30 seconds of the video or the first like 15 minutes.
They really put the kibosh on a lot of it.
Oh yeah, like if there's blood in the video, it gets demonetized. If there's any like
cursing?
Yeah, cursing. If you say the F word, right? Or if you say the ass or anything like that, demonetized. You don't get any money. Even if you spent $1,000 making this video. Yeah, if that's not edited out in any way, nope, you don't make any money.
Wow,
it's fucking crazy.
They're really putting the kibosh on it.
Yeah, so it's it's getting hard to make free content, quote unquote. Well, it is free because you don't have to pay for YouTube.
Yeah.
But YouTube pays their creators through ad revenue, and it's pretty hard,
Putting the kibosh on the free speech.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit. Actually, it really is, because there's another one that I really like. His name is Max Mofo.
Max Mofo.
Yeah, and he started out making prank videos back when that was really big in like 2007 or 2008. He would like call people and do like
I love that
phone
shit.
Pranks. Yeah,
I love phone pranks.
And then he evolved into doing a video series called Hair Cake.
Hair Cake.
Where he cut people's hair off and baked a cake and then ate it. And there's 3 of them. It's hair cake, vomit cake, and then hair cake 3 or something like that. And it's basically they make the cake, they eat it, and then they just throw up. That's the video. Yeah, but it's hilarious. It's disgusting, but it's hilarious. But that kind of content doesn't fly anymore. And I think you can make that somewhere. And a lot of people don't want to make it because it doesn't make money. But there are some people that have really, really good ideas that need to have them put out there. And I think there's a lot of newer like production companies that are willing to put them out there. Like the people that made Hustlers was a company called STX Films. I have no idea who STX Films is. Never heard of them before.
STX?
Yeah, STX Films. Never heard of them before, but they've got 3 different movies coming out this year.
Really?
Yeah, Hustlers was one of them. They have a horror movie coming out, which looked like trash. It was one of the trailers that played in front of it. It's like,
oh, was that really?
Yeah, it's called Countdown, and it's a horror
I hate it already.
movie. Yeah, it's a horror movie that's the monster is an app. And you register with the app, and the app tells you how long before you die, right? And so as soon as it hits 0, you just die.
Get out of here.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I think I remember walking into the theater when that was.
Yeah, it's
occurring.
so fucking stupid. And I was
That's
like, you gotta be
hilarious.
kidding me. And I feel like I've seen it before. It's like one of those movies. But at the same time, they have another one coming out that's just as forgettable. And it's like, who are these people? Who is this production firm that's making these movies? But they're gonna make $1 million because somebody had an idea that went, people use their phone and there's all these apps, and maybe if there's one that's like a death app, and then they kill people.
Oh my god, I'm just having visions of that pitch meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what's an app?
But it kills people. How do we make it kill them? Well, there's there's a timer, and it shows you how long you have to live. And if it hits 0, you die.
It reminds me of the sort of thing a bunch of people in their 30s or 40s, or maybe even 50s, would sit in a room and be like, how can we connect with this younger crowd?
Right.
What can we do? Oh, I got it. Somebody just spits a horrible idea. What about an app that kills you? Like, oh yeah, a lot of young people have apps. Yeah, it'd be a great thing. There's not been a movie like that.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the sort of scenario that would give birth to an abortion of an idea like that.
But I feel like it's a comedy movie.
We should definitely see it now.
Oh, I don't.
Now that
Yeah, we probably should.
Oh, for sure. I mean, and if worst comes to worst, we could always just shit on it,
Yeah.
Not that
it's gonna get shit on so much.
I just
It
want to
looks so bad.
preface that this channel, what we're doing here is we're looking at this content, and we have nuanced opinions about it.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that, even the things that we don't like, I don't want to ever say like, I don't like this straight up.
Right.
Because there's something to like in everything.
Oh yeah.
And that's kind of like the cornerstone of what we're going for on this channel, is to discuss it in a nuanced fashion and not just shit on something blatantly.
Yeah.
And if there is something good to like, so I don't want to give that impression that we're just gonna holy shit on this.
Yeah. I feel like
movie.
it could be good if it's so different from what the trailer portrays it as. Because I feel like there's another production firm right now called A24 who makes low budget movies, like in the millions, still a lot of money, but they're not spending $20 million on making a movie.
And you need that kind of money to make a good movie.
Yeah, but A24 produced Hereditary, which I still need you to watch, man. It's so good. And they make these movies, they help these artists make these movies that are so out of this world with original thought that it's so different from like going and seeing a Warner Brothers movie or something like that, where it's like these people had original thought, and you can tell that this is an original idea, and they got the money to enact on it, and they were able to kind of budget it correctly. And I think that's what needs to happen.
Yeah.
And maybe STX Films, whoever they are, because I don't know who they are anymore.
STX Films.
Yeah, maybe that might be it.
Like, let's take the word sex and put a T where the E used to be.
Yeah, that might be it. That could be it. I don't know, but
I'm just fucking around.
Yeah, I don't know how much money they spent on this movie. It's it turns out it was it made like $33 million or something like that in its first week.
Wow.
Which isn't a lot, but it's a lot for, right? Was it 33 million or 33 billion? Something like that.
33 billion?
Yeah, I don't think it was that. I think it's 33 million. So it made a lot of money. So I think the budget was very small, but it turned out to be Jennifer Lopez's, that's her name, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I forgot for a second. Yeah. That it turns out that's her biggest grossing movie.
Oh, really?
Since Anaconda.
Yeah. Anaconda.
Yeah.
In a world.
Yeah, where there's a big snake, and LL Cool J is there too.
Oh, fuck, LL Cool J was in it. That's right, bro. That's right.
Oh, that movie's so bad.
Oh, is it bad? I didn't even see it, bro.
It's like a bad CG snake.
Wasn't she dating Ben Affleck for a while, and they did like a really bad movie called like Gigi or something?
Yes.
It was like infamously went down as one of the biggest filmed abortions of all time.
Yeah, that's right. Oh,
I never saw it.
Yeah, but Hustlers.
Okay.
Let's finish this. Final thoughts. So, Hustlers. What did you think of it? Did you think it was a good movie? Would you recommend going and seeing it?
Definitely. I would definitely recommend it. I give it an 8 out of 10.
Really?
Yes. How about you?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I liked the music. A lot of the acting was really, really good, surprisingly. Yeah, I would probably give it I wouldn't say an 8.
Negative
I'd say,
2.5.
Yeah.
In a world.
I give it. I don't want to give it a 7.5. I don't want to give it a 7.
7.25.
I'll give it I'll give it a 7.
That's good.
It's a light 7, hard 6.5.
There you go.
Yeah.
So go check it out,
Yeah, definitely.
dude.
Yeah, it's a good movie. If you don't like the super vapid, like media shocking movies that this one kind of portrayed itself as, you'll really like it.
You'll like it. Check it out.
It's a very good movie, so check it out. And thank you for listening to episode 4 of Working Title Podcast. We'll see you next time.